identity politics is consuming the Democratic Party. Now, even presidential candidates are apologizing for their sex and skin color. Many of the men running are already pledging to pick a woman for vice president if they get the nomination.
I will have a woman running mate. To me, it's really clear that we do that.
It would be very difficult not to select a woman with so many extraordinary women who are running right now.
I think we would look for somebody who is maybe not of the same gender that I am.
I've pledged that I would ask a woman to serve as vice president.
All righty. Well, Rochelle Ritchie is a former press secretary for the House Democratic Policy and Communications Committee. As she joins us now, friend of mine, too. Welcome back. Nice to see you, dear.
See you.
Yeah. Now, I think we agree on a lot of situations here, but you could even hear the discomfort of Bernie Sanders. He couldn't even say woman. I don't know why not. But do you think there's a problem with focusing on just the kind of the bean counting, if you will, of gender, as opposed to getting the right person for that job?
Well, let me be the first to say I certainly believe that we should pick the most qualified person to hold that position as vice president. However, I always find it very interesting that we seem to, when we talk about identity politics, Tammy, we always seem to focus on marginalized groups of people, right? We always focus on African Americans or women. But it's weird because that same notion should also apply, this identity politics notion should also apply to Republicans who may appeal to more white, male-dominated audiences. So isn't white or Caucasian a race? Isn't male a gender? So I'm not really sure why it's only when someone is speaking to issues that to people that look like me that all of a sudden it becomes identity politics.
Well, but I think it comes up in the specificity of what's being discussed pointedly for that reason, like in that clip from that where he was being heckled about, how are black women going to be represented? Or in the case of the question about the vice president, are you going to elect a woman? It's a difference between that and policies that appeal across the board, or to, let's say, blue-collar workers in the Midwest who might be primarily male or have a different point of view in that. It's a difference between deliberately appealing to a group of individuals for the sake of doing that versus having policies that happen to appeal to a particular constituency in the country. But I would also say, I don't know if you noticed this, why would the men then, somebody like Beto O'Rourke, presuming that the women running are running to be his vice president?
And that's the other thing.
Like, what's that
There's
about?
this assumption that the woman running is fine with, you have women running for president and you think that these women are interested in being vice president? I don't think so. And Stacey Abrams, I think it was on The View where she actually said this, that, if I were to run, I have intentions of running as president, not as vice president. But I think that we have to sort of understand that, picking a female candidate to run as VP is not necessarily, it may appear to be a winning strategy, but it's not always a winning strategy. And I think we saw that with what happened with John McCain and Sarah Palin. He sort of thought maybe he could pull some of those Hillary Clinton supporters after Barack Obama got the nomination from the DNC. He thought, I can pull those women. But it's about, if you're going to have a woman, don't say I'm going to select a woman. Say I'm going to select the most qualified woman. And that way you're looking at her qualifications as opposed to her gender.
There's enough talent to where you could do that without even making a statement about it because it was the right thing to do.
And there's plenty of qualified women running for president right now.
Exactly.
So.
Great job. Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you. Great job to you too.
No doubt we'll be talking about this which is good, for a long time to come.
We will.